I'm Kiera, the Property Management Team Leader here at Slade Property. I'm here today to talk to you about breaking your lease. Breaking your lease is becoming a more common practice in the workplace, and here at Slade Property we want to try and work with you to ensure that you are making a complicated and very messy situation easy and stress-free. Have you ever wondered what grounds you can terminate your lease on before your lease end date? There are actually 7 legislative reasons as to why you can end your agreement early. Number 1, the lessor or landlord is in breach of the contract and you have given them a notice to remedy breach and they have failed to rectify that breach for you. Number 2, excessive hardship. Some tenants do get into situations where they can lose their job and they go into excessive hardship because they can't afford to keep living where they are now. Number 3, if a landlord or a property management agency has threatened or will cause serious injury or harm to a tenant within a property. Number 4, if a co-tenant or someone related to a co-tenant has put the property or people residing in that property at risk. Number 5, if a property is unfit to live in. For example, you could have termites in the property, which is putting the structural integrity at risk and could cause you harm. This is an unfit property for you to live in. Number 6, if the property is advertised for sale within the first 2 months of your lease agreement and you have not been told prior to signing that agreement that it was going on the sale market. And number 7, a very sad one, the death of a tenant. First and foremost, if you're breaking your tenancy agreement, you need to give notice to your agency or your landlord in writing. You need to let them know what your intent is, when you want to leave, and why you want to leave. We need to have this written down as proof that you are planning to terminate your lease early. In your general tenancy agreement, there are clauses that outline your obligations as a tenant if you wish to terminate your lease early. Those are outlined as the fees that you need to pay, the process you need to follow, and if there are any forms that need to be completed. Here at Slade Property, you are required to complete 2 forms and pay 2 fees. The first form that you need to complete is a Form 13 Notice of Intention to Leave. This form outlines the date that you will be vacating the property and handing those keys back. The next form is an Application to Break Lease form. This is outlining your entire obligations as the tenant throughout the process and you signing that you understand what is required of you. The fees that you need to pay is a 1 week's rent plus GST break lease fee. This is so that you are acknowledging you are breaking this agreement and you are paying the fee to do so. There is also an advertising fee, which is dependent at the time on advertising, but usually roughly between $130 to $150. Make sure when you're breaking your lease, you're giving yourself enough time to get out of the property. The reletting process to find someone new to take over your agreement can be a lengthy one, so don't break the lease the same day you want to vacate. One thing that tenants don't do when they're breaking their lease is determine a date that they will be vacating the property. Usually the situation surrounding leaving is quite muddled and you're not sure where or when you're going. It's a very good idea to determine this vacate date first and foremost. It's important and we need it. If you don't give us this date, we can't put the property online to advertise and tell people when they can move in. Once we have this date, you've paid all the fees and you've signed all the forms, we start putting the property online and we find a new tenant. Once this property goes up online for advertisement, the leasing team will contact you to organise at least 2 inspections a week to bring through prospective tenants. Usually there is more, so make sure that you have the property very well presented and you're ready to open the doors to new tenants at any moment's notice. It's helping you more than it's helping us. Once a new tenant has been secured for your property, we go through the process of you vacating the same as you would if you're vacating the property at any other time. So we conduct your vacate inspection. We make sure that you pay all outstanding rent, all of your bills, and you rectify any issues that are found from the vacate process. We will give you all of this in writing so that you have a clear plan on what you owe and if there is anything that needs to be deducted from bond when you get to that point. If you do not follow through the correct process on breaking your lease, you don't pay the right rent amounts, you don't pay your fees, or you refuse to vacate the property, you could find yourself in front of the Queensland Civil Tribunal. This is not where you want to be. You don't want to go to court over something that could be easily rectified by keeping the communication lines open. So keep in mind, although this is a messy, complicated, and probably a hard time for you, if you keep us informed and we help you out, this will work out without an issue. If you need any more information on the topics covered in this video, then contact our office now on 5445 5969.